Thank you. Mr. Chair, the Dodd-Frank Act is a failure, period. It is estimated to reduce economic output by nearly $1 trillion over the next decade, and it contains more regulatory restrictions than all of the other regulations enacted by the previous administration combined, including Obamacare. The Financial Choice Act provides an off-ramp, much-needed relief to Dodd-Frank's growth-crushing regulations. Financial institutions like community banks and credit unions will have the choice to stay under the Dodd-Frank regulatory regime or opt for the relief that they are willing to obtain if they meet a 10% simple leverage ratio, a level that ensures that they can weather economic downturns without the help of taxpayer bailouts. This legislation also reins in the primary culprit of the regulatory onslaught that has caused 1 in 5 community financial institutions in my state, Kentucky, to close, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. This is done by giving Congress the power of the purse over the Bureau for the first time, making its director removable by the President, requiring it to conduct cost-benefit analysis, and enhancing its mission to focus on consumer protection through competition and choice. This legislation also delivers important regulatory relief to community financial institutions by incorporating the Taylor Act, which requires federal regulators to tailor their regulations based on the size of financial institutions instead of using typical one-size-fits-all Washington model. Additionally, the Financial Choice Act ends stifling Dodd-Frank regulations that constrain lending for manufactured homes by including the Preserving Access to Manufactured Housing Act. It also further reduces the chances of a mortgage crisis by giving financial firms an incentive to retain 100% of a mortgage's risk and greater flexibility to lend by including my Portfolio Lending and Mortgage Access Act. And finally, this legislation places the steepest penalties in history on financial firms that actually break our laws. So it ends too big to fail. It includes tough penalties, the toughest penalties in history for financial fraud and other misdeeds, but it preserves consumer protections through competition and choice and access to the credit Americans need to build our economy. And I want to thank Chairman Henserling for his leadership on this issue, and I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentlelady from California.
Thank you very much.